How's it going, guys? I hope you're all having a lovely lockdown. As you've probably seen from the title of the video and the thumbnail, we're going to be making a vanilla house, and then we're going to be transforming it into the most detailed log cabin ever. Well, I think. So, to start things off, we're going to make a vanilla house. I went onto Google and found an image of a log cabin that I'm going to use as reference. So, let's begin. Right, the vanilla house is done, and this is what we got in the end. So I'll put the reference image that I used up here somewhere, and you can kind of see it's not too far off. We got the basic shape down, and honestly, that's probably all we can achieve in regular Minecraft. But we'll have a little look around, and I'll give you a tour. So we got the same on either side. We're going to come up and go inside. Got a lovely, simple interior here. We got a downstairs as well, all with a nice fireplace. I also decided to add this map of the landscape around us, and that's about it. It's very cozy down here. This room is very bare. All I did was supports, that and a few chests and basic stuff. Anyway, upstairs, we've got a lovely little rug, got the bed, we've got bookshelves, we've got a little enchanting area. I've pretty much tried to make this into a simple little house. Anyway, with a tour done, I think that just about covers everything. We're gonna transform this thing. So obviously, I can't use regular Minecraft to transform this, so I'm gonna use the Chisel and Bits mod. I'll quickly show you an example. Down there is a Chisel and Bits stone block, and this is 1/16 the size of a regular block, and that's what we're going to be making the house out of. I don't know the maths exactly, but 1/16 of that block, I think it's something like 4,000 of these miniature blocks down here in one block. Anyway, we're going to be using little blocks like this one down here, and we're going to be transforming the house to make it the absolute most detailed it possibly can be. Just to give you a little update, this is where we've currently gotten to. Now, as you can tell, it's going to take a long time to do this. Pretty much so far, all I've done is I've made these stone bricks a little bit more three-dimensional. So I've dug into the grooves and made them protrude out a little bit more. And I've also kind of rounded off the corners to give them a little bit more of a brick shape. So I've done that all the way from this side, all over the front here, and to this side. That in itself took probably like 45 minutes. And then once that was done, I also made these custom window shelves with windows inside, and we've also got this door frame. And yeah, even this glass on the inside is made up of the Chisel and Bits glass, not regular glass panes. So in doing that, we're actually able to make it sit forward a little bit more, whereas usually a glass pane would kind of sit about there in the middle of the block. But because it's the mod, we're able to make it push forward and sit a little bit more flush with the front wall. Anyway, now that we've done that, we're going to start working on the support pillars out front. Right, so we've made some custom support pillars that are holding up the balcony here. I made these mimicking the reference image. I also wanted to give it a little bit more support around the base. So we've got a regular stone brick here that we've chiseled in more and then added some grey concrete on top. As for the actual pillar, it's just acacia wood we brought all the way up, but we've made it into a cool little pattern. And then aside from copying that to the other three, I also decided to change the flooring down here a little bit. So we've got a little miniature balcony down here as well. And not only that, but I've also etched into the floor here. So we've got a nice cobblestone floor here that then goes into jungle wood slats. And again, I've dug into these, etched into them, made them a little three-dimensional. You can actually see here on my hotbar, I've got the regular block, and that's what I used to then make this. This is my custom slab that I made. Anyway, with the support beams done and the flooring done down here, it's time to finish off the downstairs. And with that, we've actually finished the downstairs. So basically, I've added this fencing, custom fencing, that goes all the way around the bottom balcony here. So not only do we have this custom fencing, but we've also got this little custom stairway as well. So this is what an actual jungle stair looks like, and that's what I've done down here. Basically, it's just an extra step for each of them. So it's the same dimensions, basically. We've just taken an extra chunk out. And then on top of that, I've lined it with this fencing that goes all the way around. Luckily, this mod does help and make my life a little bit easier because I'm not actually able to use weld edit, so I can't copy and paste stuff. But if you make one design like this middle fence post here, I can middle click, copy it, and I can paste it around where necessary to the next area. And then I just add in the sections in between. So that does save a little bit of time. Having said that, this still took about 2 hours. So it does help, but not by much. Anyway, that's the downstairs done now, so we're going to work upstairs on the second level. Right, so we completed the bottom balcony down here, and because I've already done the fences, I basically decided to do it on top as well. Again, remember, I'm trying to mimic that reference image that I found. So it's not 100% accurate, but I'm using it as inspiration. Anyway, with that being said, I've done the top fence up here. Same design that we've got going down there, I've just moved it up and done up here as well. I also decided to add this grey concrete powder texture on top here, kind of to act as like that grippy asphalt that you get sometimes on decking. Other than that, we've got some more little custom stairs down here, same thing that I did down there. And then yeah, I've just done it all the way around. Oh, and I've also made these extra little custom supports. They're a little bit different to these ones down here. They're a little bit thinner, but kind of follow the same design. But as you can already tell, it's really coming together. Already, it's not really looking like Minecraft. So with that being said, let's move on to the next step. Right, now we're getting somewhere. Look at this. It's really looking good now. So, this is the biggest task, it's got to be said. The roof. The roof is going to take a long time. This alone, just doing this front section to get the base idea down, took about 2.5 hours. And so now I have to take this and I also have to do it over the rest of the house. So that's going to take actually, it's going to take way longer. I don't know what I'm talking about. And honestly, I think it's looking pretty good. You can kind of see where we came from here. This was the roof before. I've made it a little bit darker, so I've used the same grey concrete on the roof. But we've got these two separating roofs. So we've got the main roof, which is this peak here. And then we've got these little extra roof bits that go over the balcony here, which kind of break it up a little bit, make it look a little bit more interesting, which is good and all, but it makes my life a lot harder. And because of the way that I've done this, I've actually etched in as well, it looks like roof slats, like tiles. So once this is done all over, I think it's going to be right in that sweet spot, you know. Right, now we're getting somewhere. Look at this. The roof is done. This took way too long. I think in total, for this entire roof, it took about 6.5 hours. Yeah, it wasn't a fun one. Very grueling, very laborious. But we got there. It's done now. But I think it's fair to say it paid off. It looks really cool, doesn't it? Legit, if this wasn't in a Minecraft environment and you look down right now, this could look like a real house. So yeah, I basically just copied the main roof all the way back. We've got these little custom balcony roofs here. Same on the other side. I did notice there are a few little lighting glitches, but I think that's just because we're using the mod. The little tiny blocks, they can't really handle it with the Minecraft lighting. So you might see, it's very faint, but you might see there's a little shadow there, for instance, and I think you've got it on the other side. Same as over here with the chimney, but I mean, you can't really see it. Now that that's done, it's time to move on to the next section. So as you saw, we've just finished off the chimney, making it look a little bit more real, I guess. This is one of the remaining things that looks kind of blocky and Minecrafty in it, but now that that's done, I think it's really starting to pull it together, isn't it? So pretty much as you already saw, I made a staggered design all the way up, gave it a little topper, and then we just etched in the cobblestone. Similarly what we've done down here with the flooring, but I decided to do it on here as well, just because it makes it a little bit more three-dimensional. Anyway, now that we've done that, we're coming around to the final parts of the build. We're going to start working on these walls, making them pop a little bit more, and then once we've done that, I think we're going to go around, do the windows, do the door frame, and then I think we're done, honestly. So, as I said, I've gone around and made the walls pop a little bit more. Pretty much done the same technique as we've done with the stone brick and the other wood, but this time instead of digging into it, I've added the planks on top of the brick. But this time instead of digging into it, I've actually added the slats on top of the block. And then in the little grooves here, I decided to turn it into dark wood just to make it, well, pop. But yeah, I've done that all the way around, and it definitely makes the wood stand out a little bit more. Makes it look a lot more like actual logs or planks. But yeah, let's finish things up, shall we? Look at how detailed this is. It's actually kind of mad. You only really get the sense of scale for it when I actually pull back and you notice that it's the size of a normal house, but it looks so detailed because of the roofs and everything like that. It's actually, it's kind of mad. Like, it just sits so flush in the landscape. It looks really nice. It's really kind of satisfying, you know? Anyway, we'll talk about what we've actually done here. So as I said, I've gone around, added little window frames to each of the windows, made them into custom windows so they're a little bit bigger than usual. Done a little custom door frame here as well, added some little miniature windows into that. So we've got a nice double door thing going on. And I've done that all the way around. So we've got the door there, we've got some windows along the bottom here, window at the top. I also added these onto each corner of the building as well to kind of show that they're logs. Just made them overhang and kind of stagger down, and I kind of like the effect that we got with that. I've added these tiny little supports under the main roof, so I've done that all the way around as well. That's the house done. That is probably the most detailed log cabin I've seen in Minecraft. Well done, Oscar. You did it. Actually, I'm going to show you around a little bit as well, because I've also done some stuff on the inside. Excuse the delay in opening and closing the door. That's just the house. That's my house. It's a feature. Now, I said I did the inside, and I kind of did, but I've only done little features that might give you an idea of what you could do in the inside. Pretty much because this whole house in total has taken me probably about 25-30 hours so far, and I can't spend any longer on it. But I thought of a few little tips that might help you design the inside yourself. So firstly, I did the same wooden slats that I did outside, but I did them in the inside as well. So these are basically half of a slab. It's thinner than usual, you can see. Anyway, I've done something here, and it's very subtle, but I wonder if you can notice what it is. Obviously, the chimney's on the inside. That's connected to the outside bit as well, so that is one thing. But the other thing is the carpet. So because I couldn't usually place the carpet and then put these custom blocks on top, so out of those small 1/16 of a block pieces that I've been using, I just added onto the carpet that already existed. So if I middle click this, you can actually select it. It's just, it's part of the actual block now. So you can get some cool designs that sit flush into the environment really well. So because I decided to do these half slabs, it meant the bed was raised a little bit, which is annoying. But on top of that, I've also used these miniature blocks to kind of detail it and actually create a bed frame. So we've got one down here for the base of the bed, and we've also got it for the head of the bed. And I've also added them onto the actual bed itself, so it looks like the duvet is draped over the side of the bed, which gives that cool extra little detail. So the final few things that I decided to add was turning this bush into more of an actual bush, whereas usually it would just be a cube like this one. I decided to add these custom blocks onto the sides to make it a little bit more circular, a little bit more natural looking. I very quickly made this frame for the map. Usually it would just be placed on iron frames, but I decided to do a 1-block frame all the way around, and it makes it look just a little bit nicer, a little bit more clean. And then lastly, I did this custom little torch. It's not that great, but it's an alternative. You can you get the idea, to give you an idea of what you could do. So this is a normal one here that I've got on the wall. I've got an item frame that is also holding this little trapdoor to kind of secure it in place. And I've decided to make my own little version of it here out of these blocks. This is using glowstone blocks on top. It does give a little bit of light off, but not a lot. You have to add a lot of them to produce a lot of light. So it's not ideal, but you know, it's just to give you an idea. But with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this build, and yeah, it's a little bit different from what I usually do because I decided to do it with a mod, but I wanted to test the waters, see what you guys think of it, and like I said, if you like it enough, maybe I'll come back and do some more as well. So usually what I tend to do with these builds when they're done is I put them on my Patreon and I'll let you guys download them. Now there is an issue with this one because it's not vanilla Minecraft. It makes it a little bit more difficult, but I'm still going to release it on my Patreon to download. So all you need to do is download the Chisel and Bits mod, the same mod that I used here. I'll add a link to it down below in the description as well. But all you need to do is download that, and then you just load the map and you should be fine. It's not that simple. If you want to get this map, I'm going to ask for, yeah, tell you what, I'll set it a little bit higher. If this gets 17,000 likes, then I'll release it for free on my Patreon. So get this video to 17,000 likes. I know it's a lot. I know I'm asking a lot. I hate doing this, but get it to 17,000 likes and I'll give you this world for free. And I know it comes across as a little bit of a beg, but honestly, this took a long time to produce and I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I really do. Your support means a lot to me, obviously, and I love seeing you guys interact with the builds. So with all that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed. Check out the Instagram if you didn't already know about it. I'll leave links to that down below as well. I'm going to post pictures of this on there as well tonight. So anyway, I'll shut up now, but I hope that you guys enjoyed and I'll see you next time.